Back around 2002, I was a high school student at BJM in Saskatoon. I never aspired to be an actor, but my drama class was always my favorite. Our teacher, Blaine Hart, was a big reason why. Not only did Mr. Hart give me good grades in that drama class, he was famous for being an original cast member of the Saskatoon soaps. Well, little did I know, one of my favorite people we've ever had on CBC Radio was also a cast member since 1995. Ryan Josephson's an actor, comedian, and singer based in Regina. Over the years, he's joined us with several hilarious live performances. And right now, live on the 306, Ryan Josephson is here to share a song and celebrate 40 years of the soaps. Ryan, how does that sound?
It sounds amazing. Thanks for having me on, Peter. Yeah, it's hard to believe. I've been there almost 30 years, and the fact that we're celebrating 40 years as one of the longest running improv shows in the country, it's amazing. Feels great.
I was actually surprised to hear that you've been there now for 30 years. What's it like to think back on 30 years of the soaps?
Yeah, well, I started when I was in university at the University of Saskatchewan, and I, like most people, I went and saw a show and said, wow, I was amazed and thought it was hilarious, but maybe not everyone feels this way, but I felt like, I think I can do that. And luckily they had a cattle call audition that year, the first time I went out, and I went and auditioned and got invited to do a show, and took me a couple of years to crack the cast, but no, it was amazing. I'd never seen anything like that when I was in university.
How have you seen the soaps evolve over, your time performing in 1995 to now 2025?
Yeah, well, there's a few of us that are still around from 95, but we used to do weekly shows at midnight at the Broadway Theatre because they were still showing movies, and we would go after their late movie. So that has now changed. We do a primetime show. In the mid-2000s, I want to say, we switched to a more primetime show on Friday. Now we're at 8 o'clock, so that's changed. Our format has changed over the years. We used to do a more character-based show where we would play the same characters week to week, but now we're every week or every month, I should say, is something different. And that's the other thing. We've gone from weekly shows to monthly shows.
Right. Yeah. Were there any key moments where things are either going really good or you got concerned about the future?
Yeah, there was a time where our audience, we were still doing weekly shows. Our audiences were dwindling. It's hard to get people out when it's minus 30 in January, week after week. So there was a point, I would say, in the mid-2000s where I wasn't sure if we were going to continue because and some of us were getting older, but we persevered. We made some changes. We updated things. We tried new things, and now we have a really strong cast. We have a great audience. We've been having record numbers the last year and a half. We've been, filling up the Broadway Theatre. It's been a great ride.
All right. Well, we could talk all day, but you have a song that documents 40 years of history. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. So I wrote a song cataloging all the comedy greats and things from the last 40 years. So starting sort of in the mid-80s. So here we go. This is called We Didn't Start the Funny. Eddie Murphy, Piscopo, different strokes the Cosby Show, John Candy, Martin Short on SCTV. Billy Crystal, Robin Williams, Whoopi on our television, Stephen Wright, Bobcat, and Andrew Dice Clay. Kinnison, Carson, Spinal Tap, Letterman, John Hughes, Uncle Buck, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Family Ties must see TV. Roseanne is the new queen. Dennis Leary, Dana Carvey, Cheers says goodbye. We didn't start the funny. No, the jokes have been churning since the world's been turning, and we didn't start the funny. But we do it our way every night at the Broadway. Dumb and Dumber, Mr. Show, Austin Powers, Margaret Cho, Arsenio in Living Color, and Chris Rock. Chris Farley, Howard Stern, Jim Carrey, Fraser, the kids in the hall, Clerks in South Park. Simpsons, Tom Green, Adam Sandler, Mr. Bean, Larry Sanders, Office Space, Ace Ventura, In Your Face, Fresh Prince, Silverman, Ross and Rachel Conan, Farrell starts, Seinfeld ends, Ellen kissed a girl. We didn't start the funny. No, the jokes have been churning since the world's been turning, and we didn't start the funny. But we do it our way every night at the Broadway. 30 Rock, Jack Black, Superbad, Bernie Mac, Borat, Family Guy, Upload Too Funny or Die, Anchorman, Daily Show, Wedding Crashers, Old School, Patton Oswalt, Trailer Park Boys, Zach Galifianakis. Almost got through it. Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, YouTube, Matt TV, Ben Stiller, Steve Carell, Arrested Development, Podcast Tenacious, G. Gervais, and Big Bay Theory, Larry David, Dave Chappelle, I Need More Cowbell. We didn't start the funny. No, the jokes have been churning since the world's been turning, and we didn't start the funny. But we do it our way every night at the Broadway. Community, Kristen Wiig, Jimmy Fallon's getting big. Bridesmaids, Hall Pass, Letter, Kenny kicking ass. Hot Tub, Time Machine, Girls in Modern Family, Key and Peele, Parks and Rec, Schitt's Creek and Perch Perfect, McKinnon, Schumer, Mulaney, Bill Burr, Bargatze, Ted Lasso, doing well in 50 years of SNL. We didn't start the funny. No, the jokes have been churning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the funny, but we do it our way every night at the Broadway. In '84 it all starts, a fundraiser for the arts. Young kids night off, what to do, improv. Invite our friends, what the hey, midnight at the Broadway. A couple bucks paid at the door, who knows what they have in store. Hit the stage, what a ride, hope the scene doesn't die. Lights come up, here we go, everything's in slow-mo. As we overcome the fear, listen to the people cheer. This is what I like to hear, soap's on stage for 40 years. No, we didn't start the funny. No, the jokes have been churning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the funny, but we do it our way every night at the Broadway. And we didn't start the funny. No, the jokes have been churning since the world's been turning. And we didn't start the funny, but when we are gone, the soaps will go on and on and on and on and on. And we didn't start the funny. No, the jokes have been churning since the world's been turning. And we didn't start the funny, but we did it our way every night at the Broadway.
Ryan Josephson, ladies and gentlemen, my goodness. I'm standing up because you always deserve a standing ovation, Ryan. Absolutely phenomenal. I got to say, the one, you sent me some of the lyrics, and I was like, Zach Galifianakis. It's hard for me to say without singing. That's going to be the one.
I nearly passed out a couple times during that.
This has to have been the hardest song you've ever written to perform live on a radio show and on stage.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know how Billy Joel does it with his version, but yeah, it's tough. But it's fun, and I had so much fun researching and picking things and putting the rhyming scheme together.
I wanted to ask. We don't have much time, but like how hard was it to? That's a lot of references, and obviously ones that meant something to you.
Yeah, most of these are people and things that I watched and thought were funny. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to research and just dig back into time and see what was popular at those different points in time. So it was great.
It was an amazing performance, so good. Tell us about the show on Friday.
Yeah, sure. It is our season finale and 40th anniversary show. It is a soap opera theme. So the show started originally as a weekly soap opera. So we're going to pay homage to our roots. 8 o'clock at the Broadway Theatre. You can get tickets at broadwaytheatre.ca or at the door. And yeah, really hope you can come out and see the show.
If we ever get a house band, Ryan, it's just going to be you.
I'll be here.
Thank you very much.